Ivanka was involved, but now is no longer operating in New York. She now lives in Florida. And she was dismissed from the case on appeal. But they have brought her in to testify because she was intimately involved in obtaining some of these loans from Deutsche Bank. And particularly the one that they're talking about this morning is the Doral Gulf facility.
A $130 million loan for Doral.
Yeah.
But you make a very important distinction here. The testimony that our listeners and viewers saw, some of which at least, when they allowed the cameras in for Don Jr. and Eric, those are very different stakes than what Ivanka's dealing with here.
Well, I mean, Ivanka is very calm, cool, and collected. Yeah. She's claiming that she had no knowledge of, what value her father was putting on these assets. She was negotiating in good faith. She thought she had gotten him an excellent deal with Deutsche Bank. So she's
if she got him the deal, though, how does she not know? How does she not help to inform the value of the assets?
Well, the value that the purported value was something around $3 billion, and she did not. She said she did not know that her father was independently claiming it was more than $4 billion.
Got you, and therefore did not help him fulfill this annual exercise of valuing your company, right? I guess getting married and going away for a minute was probably very good for her legal future.
Well, and what's at stake here is whether or not you can calculate the brand value, right? And the value of a brand can be a very fluid thing. I've seen that in my years, covering the fashion industry.
Yeah, right.
You can throw everything in the kitchen sink, and what you define as your brand value if you look at how the accountants.
Well, so what do you make of that? You've actually got a very unique view with that said. He says people don't understand this business. I understand real estate better than you do, and I understand the value of my brand better than you can quantify here in this case. Is there some truth to that?
Well, it's certainly something he can use he gives him a lot of wiggle room. I think the issue was the brand value part of the actual asset value calculation.
Well, that brings us back to the actual case, right? Yeah. And that's where the judgment will be made, as opposed to saying the house of Gucci is worth this because we say it is and people are willing to pay it.
Exactly.